a mom or dad, you are very familiar with that guilty conscience that parents are, bridled with. Whether you like it or not, you get to feel that every now and then. Oh my God, are my children watching the wrong things? I'm at work, I can't control 100% what my children are consuming. What are my children watching? What kind of cartoons are they watching? If you've been on the internet for a while, you will also be familiar with a lot of conversations about the quality of content our children consume. There's been concerns about the kind of infiltrations that have been introduced to some certain cartoons. If you know, you know. I'll leave it at that, all right? But the federal government has come out to say, you know what? We are seeking to kind of ban foreign content, foreign cartoons specifically, so that our own local cartoons are, introduced, imbibed, and encouraged so as to promote our indigenous values. Now, the federal government expressed concern over the, increasing adoption of foreign attitudes among Nigerian children attributed to the exposure to foreign cartoons. The DG of the National Orientation Agency, Larry Onilu, was the one who disclosed this in Bauchi on Friday during the launch of the campaign to promote the national anthem and the national value charter. Now, he was represented by the National Director, PRS, Nora Yusuf Kobi, and he raised the concerns about the infiltration of foreign cultures into Nigerian homes through cartoon characters. He said that the president has approved the replacement of foreign cartoons with Nigerian content so as to promote national values. He went on to say that we're worried that Nigeria is giving birth to children with foreign behaviors. He said that they have noticed that kids learn, foreign attitudes through cartoons from other countries. And now the government is seeking to replace them with local cartoons that will promote our character, our culture, so that those, currently shown on our cable network, on our TVs, will be substituted. That's what he said. Nigeria is already grappling with a bad... Would I say bad? Maybe not bad. Well, a very interesting portrayal, on the global scheme of things. You have issues of insecurity. You have issues of kidnapping, crime, internet crime, etc., that has somewhat become an identity for Nigerians globally. In a bid to change that, do you think that upholding our culture and value as opposed to being influenced by foreign content, do you think that would be a step in the right direction? And what are some of these foreign attitudes the government is referring to? Is it referring to our dress sense? Is it referring to our lingua? Is it referring to the things we eat, or the way we have conversations with our families, our parents? I'm not really sure what the government is referring to. But Benga is joining me on the conversation this afternoon. Maybe he has the answers I am seeking. We're seeking together, Benga. Tell me, how do you feel about this move by the federal government to ban foreign cartoons?
I sincerely don't have the answers. Because
I was hoping you were going to come here with the answers.
If I did have the answers, I'd probably be in the government house now, being part of the decision makers,
right?
And maybe this wouldn't have made headlines, so to speak. But the first question we'll ask ourselves is: do we have enough local content to feed the minds of our young kids in Nigeria? How much of local content? I mean, the previous day, anytime it's Thursday, some of us, my colleagues, we reminisce on shows we grew up watching. Now, this is not even cartoons. I'm talking about TV series, soap operas that we grew up watching. When it's Thursday and it's 8 p.m., you know what you're expecting to see on TV. When it's 7:30 p.m., you know the 30 minutes ones. All of that. I can't just go on. Now, the same thing with cartoons. As old as we are, some of us can remember the cartoons that made our childhood. Now, it didn't make us foreigners. We are still Nigerians.
Right.
But we probably learnt our environment outside the shores of our comfort zone through that. A lot of us are conversant with state and capital, for example, or maybe when you watch Pinky and the Brain, the scenery in on that cartoon gives you a little view of industries abroad,
Right.
or tech that you may never find in the confines of your school when you're in secondary school, or
It exposes you.
Exactly, it
Yeah.
exposes you. Even when we were taught computer science, you see computer outside, you know that probably they just taught us monitor and CPU. So the point is, do we have enough local content that can fit before we now start making this conversation on? See, you don't even need to make the conversation. If you have enough,
It will just transition smoothly.
easily. It will transcend easily. So I think this is just the FG trying to save face to show the people that, okay, we are working to improve our DNA, but this is like shooting yourself on the
I
foot.
mean, now that you mentioned, I just started to think back. There are so many interesting cartoons that even up until now, you
can still remember,
and
yes.
you still reminisce. Those are like good old days, you know. And these cartoons